Robin Casey here with At Your Own Pace Crafting. Today is Thursday, March, what is today? 19th? Yes, today is Thursday, March 19th. I hope you all had a great St. Patrick's Day. We just celebrated our son's 26th birthday. Shout out to Declan. His birthday is March 16th, which I like to call the official new holiday, St. Patrick's Day Eve. That is what I christened it 26 years ago when he was born. Declan Patrick Casey. It's a pretty good Irish name, being born the day before St. Patrick's Day, eh? Okay, today we are going to make a Z-fold variation card. I saw this card. Let me hold it up. Super, super cute card. Let's see, this is other side. This is your Z-fold. So cute, and it looks so fancy, doesn't it? But it's really simple. Saw this on Elisa Tilsner's page. She's a very talented demonstrator down under, couldn't resist, down in Australia. And I love this card. So she used Full of Life paper, both here and here, which is no longer available. She also used the Country Flowers stamp set and the Country Birdhouse stamp set, which are no longer available, I believe. The black and white vanilla checked ribbon, what she did with this was colored it, which, okay, it's awesome, right? You can color the ribbon with the Stampin' Blend markers, make it a totally new ribbon. Love it. But that ribbon is no longer available either. Everything else, though, I think was good. Anyway, so I wanted to recreate this card because I love this card with current product. So let me show you what we're going to do. So this is what I came up with, and I thought it turned out really pretty. I thought somebody was coming down here. My husband's walking around upstairs. If you hear any creaking, that's him. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm going to pop down to my desk and get going. Okay, so you start out with a 4 by 5 thick basic white card base, okay? And then you're going to put on the papers on each side. Okay, so what I used here is from Thoughtful Journey. Y'all know I love the Thoughtful Journey paper. So I also used on our center panel the Country Woods paper. I believe that's what it's called. So I picked a sheet from the Thoughtful Journey that I thought looked really nice with this Country Woods. That's going to bother me. Let me make sure that's what it's called. I've got it sitting right over here. Country Woods, yep. Okay. So with this particular piece that I used, it has like a, that's probably a pool party maybe up here. So I liked the paper going this way, okay? But then for the sheet that we're going to use on this card, I liked the paper better going this way because it took the petal pink away from the petal pink, because if we did it this way, it would be right there in it, and I just didn't like that. So that's the nice thing. You could even do it this way if you wanted to. That's the nice thing about this Thoughtful Journey paper. You can turn it however you want and get the colors that you want. And also, I got to include some of the, I think it's peach pie that's in here. Okay, so that's my thought process on picking my papers. All right, so we are going to adhere our paper, and these strips are, let me tell you the measurements here. Let me just hold it right here. 3 7/8 by 1.5, and they go just leaving a little bit of white space on each side, top, left or right, and bottom. Okay, so we did that. Okay, next we are going to put on our Z-fold. So this is another 4 by 5 sheet of thick basic white, scored at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2, and then you fold. I've heard it called valley and mountain. So, but what you're doing is folding your paper one way, and then you fold it the other way so that you have your Z. See, it's a Z. Wait, there you go. It's a Z. Okay. And so we are going to put the bigger piece in the middle, and this piece is going to go from top to bottom. Okay. Get it in as close to the middle as you can. So let's get that put in. You know, it really doesn't matter if it's not exactly in the middle. You don't have to measure if you don't want, because people are going to be opening the card, and the card is not really going to be sitting there folded so that people go, it's not exactly in the middle. Okay, next we are going to attach our Country Woods DSP to another sheet of basic white, 2 1/2 by 4. So that is, yep. Ooh, actually no, it is it 3 by 4? Do I need to trim it up a little bit? I think I do. Yeah. All right, let me get my trimmer. I think I had this piece for something else, and maybe I used the wrong piece of paper, but it's fine. I can just grab my trimmer right here, nice and handy, and cut this down from 3 to 2 1/2 by 4. Okay. I think I've told y'all what I did with my scoring blade. Put the S's on there so I don't cut instead of score. Okay, glad we checked that out before we got gluing, right? Okay. All right, and so now we're going to attach this to the white. Okay. Okay. And then after we get this attached, we're going to be attaching this white with the DSP layered on to this fold. Okay. Now you don't want to put adhesive over this whole back, because if you do, your card won't open, right? So what I did, and this does make it a little tricky, and it would probably be easier because with glue you can slide things around, but we'll manage. I'm going to line this up right here, close to the edge as I can get it, and there you go. Okay, so now you see we're opening. Is this not the coolest thing? Okay, next we have our cup. Now this cup is from the Weekend Adventures stamp set. This is a scrapbooking stamp set out of the current annual catalog, but I loved it for this card, because this card, you know, used a teapot And when I was looking for the stamp set, I saw this cup and these flowers, and it was perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little coloring with the Stampin' Blends. All right, the blends I'm using are Pool Party, Peach Pie, and Petal Pink, which I think this is Pool Party, this is Pool Party, I think this is Petal Pink, and then you got your Peach Pie. So thought those colors would look really nice with this. Okay, first off, we're going to start with our dark Pool Party. And if you haven't used the Stampin' Blends, it tells you on here, dark Pool Party, so you know which one. It has two ends. We have more of a fine end and then a brush end. And we're going to use the brush end today. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little color here on the handle, just a little bit. And then with the dark, and then we're going to use the dark to color in the part of the cup. Okay, so I'm just flicking with my brush end. We're just doing this real quick. I am always learning how to use the Stampin' Blends. I love them. I'm not really great at them, so I'm always wanting to learn. Okay, and then we're going with the light. So we're going to color in the light, the rest of this handle. And then we're going to flick a little further out than our dark. Okay, on the other side. And you see what I'm doing here is I'm leaving some that's in the center, and you'll see why when we get to it. Then I want to go back in with my dark. I'm going to go back in here on the handle, the cup handle, the dark, and then we're going to go back in. Let me switch to the brush tip. We're going to go back in and add some more dark, but not going out as far as we did the first time. Okay, and do it from the other side as well. So this is going to give us a really nice contrast. I'm trying to stay in the lines, but we're going to fussy cut this so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we're going to come back in with the light. We're not going to go back over the dark. What we're going to do is color like this. We're just going to brush with the brush end, just swiping across, and that's going to give us a nice contrast for our cup. Okay, and that's it for coloring. Now, this stamp set I don't think comes with the die set, so we are going to fussy cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get as close to the black. And by the way, I stamped this with tuxedo black, tuxedo memento black, so that we can use the Stampin' Blends because they are alcohol markers. So this is called fussy cutting. Not exactly sure why. That is really something that I should look up, because I do find it interesting that someone came up with this name of just cutting out an image. But what I'm doing, you see I'm just moving my paper and then cutting, getting as close to the line as I can. But I actually do like a little of the white to show. So there is our cup. I have already colored the flowers, so I used the pool party on the leaves. I used the petal pink on the small flowers, and I used the peach pie. Oh, so these are small flowers also. I used the peach pie on the bigger flowers. So, okay, next we are going to set these aside, and we have our circles. So this is basic black, and I used Spotlight on Nature dies to cut this. And if you don't have those, oh, they're wonderful. So many cute patterns in the Spotlight on Nature. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there. Yeah, you see the ridges there on the edges. Okay, that's your decorative. And then I used Stylish Shapes dies on the vellum, and I'm so happy that Stampin' Up has vellum. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably not going to focus. Oh, there you go. Now can you see the little dots around the edges? Okay. So what we're going to do is I've also got my what is this? The gold striped ribbon. Okay. I cut about 10 inches, I think it was 11. Okay. And what we're going to do is fold this as in half as we can get it, right? And then I'm going to put it under the black circle. So, little trick. Okay, let me lay it down, see if we can get it. You know, when you're working with ribbon, it's almost like working with a preschooler. You never know what your ribbon's going to do, and you gotta just work with it. Just keep working with it. Okay. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And see if we can put it under there. Does that look good? I think I like that. Okay. Now, I'm just going to pick it up, turn it over. I will lay this marker on it. I'm just going to get a little piece of Scotch tape to tape it down, because nobody's going to see this edge here, or behind the circle. Yes, words are hard sometimes. Okay. There. So then that way we've got it. It's not going to move, and we'll be able to put it onto our card front. Okay, so we've got that. We are going to attach this to the middle here of our Country Woods paper. Okay, a little bit there. Okay. And yeah, I want this ribbon to kind of go a little bit like that. There you go. Fold it up maybe a little bit. Okay. Should we trim it down a little? Maybe just a little. I want to go this way. Let's go that way. And then I can go this way and this one. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. All right. Nice. I like it. Now we are going to use our dimensionals on the vellum circle. Pop that up a little bit. And you know, when you put this down, it looks almost like smoky slate, doesn't it? But it's vellum. All right, I'm just going to put, I think, one dimensional in the middle, because you don't want anyone to see your dimensional because it's going to show through on the vellum. So the flowers and the cup are going to go on top. Okay, so there's our vellum popped up. Let's put our cup on. Okay. Let's see. What placement do I want for my cup? Because let's put our flowers in. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And we'll just pop the cup down here. And then put our flowers. Just going to put a little bit here and there. These flowers are just going to go under here. And I'll show you a little trick to make it look like they're really popping out of the cup with our sentiment. And so the sentiment, now you see on this one, I did it in white, and I wasn't sure how I was going to like that. So I decided for today's class I would do it in black. And I don't know, I think I like it. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. Okay, we're going to take a dimensional, trim it down a little bit because I want the sentiment to pop up, and I don't have my mini dimensionals in here with me, so we're just going to wing it here, cutting one in half. There we go. Okay. Taking off the backing. And Elisa's card, she put the sentiment down here because these flowers covered up the top of the teapot, and so she put it down here. Well, this what I did has the cup opening up here and the flowers are behind the cup, so I decided to put the sentiment on top of the cup, and I thought that looked pretty cute. Yeah, I think I like the black. I think I do. I like them both. Okay, and then to finish off the card, I took some loose gold sequins, which I think are so fun, and you get tons of them. I went ahead and put my mini dots on so that all I have to do is pop them off and put them on the card. So there's a big one and a little one, and then we have another big one. Okay, and that is our card. I really hope that y'all like this. I think it just turned out really, really super cute. So that's it. Thank y'all so much for joining me. If you want to get on my newsletter list, you can go to my Facebook at Your Own Pace Crafting page. There's a button where you can click on it, fill out the information to get put on my newsletter. Newsletters go out on Fridays. Or you can send me an email at yourownpacecrafting@gmail.com and tell me you want to get on the newsletter list. I'll get you on there. So that's it for today. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope you liked this. I think it is so fun to take a project that someone did or that I did a while back and just update it with new products, because it shows you that a good design is great with anything, and you can redo it and it looks brand new. Yeah, I just think these they're similar, but they are totally different, right? And I love both of them. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll be back next Thursday with another project. Y'all take care. Thank you again. Bye-bye.